The valedictorian has a cumulative grade point average of 4.431. He is a young man who is not only incredibly intelligent, but you may have seen him singing with the chamber singers, playing clarinet with the band, including at Carnegie Hall last year, or as the lead in the last 2 high school productions. One of his teachers described him in this way: although Sen isn't incredibly bright, he's intuitive, driven, and of impeccable character. Sen will be attending Yale University in New Haven, Connecticut in the fall. Please welcome the valedictorian for the class of 2015, Sen Huang.
Hi everyone, administrators, parents, faculty, staff, and most importantly, class of 2015. So, I suppose we've finally made it. After 4 years of transitioning from awkward and annoying freshmen into beautiful and lazy seniors, we're actually graduating. So first of all, there's some people that made this possible that I absolutely need to thank. Obviously the administration, Mr. Boudreau, Mr. Walsh, Dr. Deb, and staff for running this crazy school. My mom and dad for supporting me in everything I do. I love you guys so much. We all need to thank our teachers for being absolute role models and inspirations, and our counselors for getting us into college. And finally, my friends for shamelessly downing bags of fiery Cheetos with me, or laughing at my really stupid and lame jokes, making me laugh constantly and always being there on those rainy days. I won't forget any of you. But this year has been so great. Between the non-maliciously intended senior prank, our infamous pillow fight at the incredible colleges we've gotten into, this final year was pretty stunning. And I'm simply honored to be the valedictorian of an unforgettable class of the best athletes, musicians, artists, math nerds, and people that I know. And I'm proud to say that we look ridiculous. But our time here has come to a close, and now we have to look towards the future. Future, now that's a scary word. What lies for us in the future? Now, I don't really know why I asked that, because I don't know the answer, and I don't know why I just asked that. But even though I don't know what's going to happen, I can still hope. And I hope we can all find one thing: life. Now that sounds weird, but hear me out. The thing is, I don't really care if any of us end up revolutionizing the world, become billionaires, or end up on the front cover of some magazine, because we probably won't. We're not that special. We've been told since we were tiny kids that we would grow up to have bright, successful futures, but honestly, there's something more important than being someone special, and that's just living your life fully. You see, it sounds simple, but as we've grown older, we've become more cynical. When we were in elementary school, anything was possible. We could become firefighters, astronauts, presidents. We could be anyone. And then middle school came around, and we realized that in reality, we couldn't really be dinosaurs, magicians, or presidents of the world. But we could still change the world, as Martin Luther King Jr., Gandhi, or Mary Curie did. But then high school came around, and we realized that there aren't enough pages in the history textbook to house the names of all the people that wanted to be in one. But even then, so what? With the passing of each year, it seems that doors close on our visions and our hopes of becoming who we are and who we could be recede, replaced by expectations of rigid notions of success and complacency. But really, what good is that? What good is there in regretting a risk not taken? What good is there in spending most of our lives slogging away at things we detest? What good is there in leaving that door shut? Take your figurative hammer and smash it down. I'm not asking you to pursue ludicrous and obscure futures or do stupid things just for the sake of being alternative or hipster, but I'm simply imploring you to chase down what you know will make you happy, and I'm asking you to live. Whether that means making big life decisions, or like trying to make it as a theater actor, or little pleasures like skydiving, or long-term goals like simply raising a happy family. You don't have to change the world, make a ton of money, or end up in the dusty annexes of history to do that. None of us do. In my first 2 years in high school, all that really mattered for me was this arbitrary goal of getting into a really good college for no other reason than that's what I decided to expect from myself. And all I cared about were grades and my future and becoming successful or whatever. And then I discovered other things that brought me to life, things that mattered more: theater, music, singing. And ironically, those things are probably what got me into college. I started living more for the present, but doing so isn't always easy, and trying to take this idea into college and beyond, and further into the turbulent real world, will be even more difficult. But in the end, the struggle is worth it, since the happiness it brings can only exist alongside those difficult times spent fighting for it. Those rainy days make that place somewhere over the rainbow possible. So I simply want you all to ask yourselves whether you've made the most of this life that you possibly could have, that you've loved, lost, triumphed, failed, laughed, cried, yet lived fully. Ask yourself whether you'll end up as a beautiful memory for those that have known you. Ask yourself whether you're someone special, not in some superficial context, but in the eyes of those that you love. And if you don't ask yourself these things, then college is the next best. It's time to start. So all I'm hoping for all of us is to learn how to really live, how to live for happiness. And for those that already learned that lesson, I'm hoping that you will all hold tight to that precious realization, despite the inevitable obstacles that will challenge and threaten that valuable idea in college and beyond. So I'll leave you with something that I learned from a very wise man by the name of Dennis Wells. He always preached that there are 3 conditions for success: either 1, be the first, 2, be the best, or 3, be the only. But at the very end of the year, he amended those 3 conditions and added a 4th one, which I believe to be the most important. Number 4, be happy. Thank you.
How incredibly humbling it is to work at a school that have students that speak that way with those messages. Well done, gentlemen.